Hi everybody, Paul here. Today I'm going to be doing a shave with a soap that I've had for a long time. This soap, if any of you guys have been following my Facebook posts on some of the shaving groups, will know what this is. But for the last week or so, I've been using a soap that I got probably 3 or 4 years ago from Italian barber. And that soap is the P160. That's pretty much what's left of it. P160 was a almond scented Italian soft soap, and it used to be really pretty popular, I guess, on some of the shaving groups. But it went out of production, and there was a period there where Joe at the time, barber, had some in stock, and he would cut off a chunk of it and you could buy that, and that's what this was. This was a chunk off the block that he had, that I got maybe like 4 years ago. And I've given a lot of samples to people over the years, and I've used it here and there, but it's been sitting back there on the shelf for quite a while, and I don't use it that much. When I first got into wet shaving, you know, I kind of like the almond scented soaps, like the Razor Rock Cacao and the Classic and the this one and the Cella. But after a while, I kind of, that almond scent kind of started to turn my stomach, and I just totally wasn't into it. And since for the last few years, I've been kind of really not into food scented shaving products. They kind of, I don't know, kind of turn my stomach for some. I just don't care for them. But I saw this sitting back there when I was cleaning up in the back there to have the rug pulled out of the closet and have hardwood put down. And I saw it back there and I figured, heck, I'm going to pull it out and use it. And I opened it and smelled it, and fortunately the scent over the last several years has really faded, and it's really, really faint, and there's very little scent to it at all. And I figured, heck, I'm going to go ahead and use it. And I used it, and I was, you know, surprised. It was really quite good, and I do remember it as being a pretty good soap. But I figured, heck, I'm just going to go ahead and use it up, and so that's why I'm using that today. Anyways, so much for the dissertation on the P160. For my shave today, I'm going to be using this is a brush made by Scott Pavkovic. This is a M7 style handle, and this was one of the first brushes that Scott actually made, and I got it way back when, and it's some kind of a burl wood. And originally I had a golden nib F2 finest F2 knot in there, and I just wasn't into that knot. It's just too scratchy for me, so I pulled that knot out, and now I have a premium silver tip knot in there, which I like a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and use that brush, and then for my razor I'm using the Joris open comb to kind of stick with the wood theme today. So Joris open comb with a feather blade, and aftershave I'm going to use one of my absolute favorites, and that's Alt Innsbruck. So we'll go ahead and get started here. I'm just going to load the brush, and then we'll get going here. Turn the water on a trickle here. And just wet my face. So we'll give the brush a good loading. I've really enjoyed the performance of this soap, and so it's been kind of a nice surprise, and I'm kind of glad that the scent has faded a bit, because like you said, I'm not into that almond scent really anymore. I'll go ahead and just get a good coating of lather on here, and then we'll go ahead and get some of that. Keep adding some water, kind of build the lather up here. So you can see it forms a nice creamy lather, and actually lathers really quite easily. Not that that really matters since you can't buy this soap anymore, but now I know that RazoRock has their own, in their own line, has a P160 soap that is a homage to this particular soap. I've never tried that, but I'm sure it's quite good. I mean, you know, pretty much all the RazoRock soaps perform pretty well. They're all pretty much top-notch products. So if you're into that almond-scented soap thing, and you know, you might want to give that one a try. And of course, there's always the old classic Cella. Just a little bit more water here. And I think we're going to call that good. Okay. Rinse off my hands. Okay, we'll get going. I'm sure many of you guys know this Joris razor is pretty much the same head design as the fat tip razor. Really, the only difference is the fit and finish on it is a little is nicer, but shave-wise, it's pretty much the same as the fat tip. It's just got the wooden handle and the kind of the nice plating on it. But you know, if you like kind of a moderately aggressive open comb razor, this is a good one. This one's not as aggressive as a Miele R41, but still relatively aggressive. It's a pretty easy to get a nice close shave with. It doesn't feel particularly dangerous, but you can feel the blade, and you feel like you're really getting those whiskers off quite efficiently. So this is a real efficient, comfortable razor. Works especially good with the feather blade in there. This feather blade is on its second shave. And still feels pretty good. Okay, last pass. You can see plenty of lather on the brush there. It really feels good at going against the grain there. No tugging or pulling with this razor and blade combination. Alright, all that good. Just gonna rinse off here and then apply my aftershave. Okay, and now to apply the awesome Alt Innsbruck. Now this does not have a restrictor on the end, so you got to kind of put your thumb over it. Put your thumb over it a little bit there to prevent from pouring out half the bottle on your hand. But that's really an awesome aftershave. It has a nice tobacco kind of scent with a nice menthol kick, which I really, really love. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.